Good morning, TikTok Nation, YouTube, scrappers, scrapettes, recyclers, planet lovers, et al. For those of you who don't know, et al. Just simply means and others. It is very early, yes, I know that. I have an awful lot to do today, most of which involves getting the yard and driveway area cleaned up from having had a dumpster sitting in it for 3 weeks and a lot of construction debris to clean up. It's supposed to be a spectacular weekend, and I'd like to get that done. So I am early this morning, but I will put this video up on both YouTube and TikTok. I've just got to make sure I don't go over an hour, because otherwise TikTok won't let you repost it. But I do have a YouTube channel as well. So, as most of you who follow me know, on Friday I did go up and did buy a pretty good truckload of boards. They were pre-sorted. Not 1,000% thrilled with the grading, but you know, everybody has a different place in the scrapping hierarchy. Some people, you know, they have the scrapyard, they get the stuff, they sell it as is. Some people break it down and then resell the boards. And some of us like to sell boards to people who gold refine or sell them off to a board sort, or I do have a new follower here on the channel, and the name of his channel has completely slipped my mind. I have to look it up. But he is in Arizona, and really a delightful gentleman to work with. Hopefully I can work some things out with him. So, as I sorted through the boxes yesterday, I did pull out as much material as I can for e-scrap resale. Those of you who follow me on a regular basis know I like to play what's in the box. So I have several boxes of e-scrap that will be available for sale to you, or if you're not interested in buying, please enjoy the grading process, because it's a great great thing to do. So there's two reasons I do this. One is for content and to educate about grading boards for resale, and the other is to show you what will be available for sale this week. And good morning to those of you who are early birds like me this morning. It is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is it Standard Time? Did we go back last night? Or is it tonight? I can't remember. Gotta switch back to Daylight Savings Time soon. Okay, so the first box I have up, and the first things that I'm sorting. Thank you, user ending in 9815. I appreciate that, Jimbo Trucker. Good morning. William, good morning. Chris, good morning. So these are the kind of boards that I put up for resale. There's a lot of, you've got really great Goldfinger cards here. You've got Goldfingers here, sorry, I'm not quite awake yet. You've got BGA chips. And when I sell these to you guys, I don't depopulate. I don't take the ceramic chips off or anything, because my market is people who do gold refining. And some nice gold here. This probably came out of a server. Probably was a some kind of an expansion card. But that one, look at the gold on this one. This is a great board. Yep. So this is going to be a box that mostly has Goldfinger cards in similar materials in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill a U.S. large priority flat rate box with gold bearing material, and that will go up for sale. There's another one. I do have quite a few people here who buy these from me on a regular basis, which is pretty cool. Okay. Older. don't see a date on these. Again, I think these came out of servers. They probably were, expansion cards. You've got a removable ceramic chip, a couple of nice ceramic chips here. Not as much gold on the back as the other, but still, that's a nice card for the box. Good gold pins. This box is going to be mostly PCI riser cards, expansion cards, things like that with gold bearing material. I had enough to make a good box of gold finger cards. I have one box for you guys and one box for board sort. It doesn't really matter as much because the priority boxes go by volume and not so much by weight, so it's not so much by the pound, but I usually try to clean them up a bit as part of the process. Board sort would grade this board that's in my hand right now as is, as a gold finger card with bracket. And they pay less for that. So like anything, if you're going to send to board sort, call me D. Hey, they call me D too. Scrappy D at this point. Justin, good morning. Nina, good morning. So I'll take the bracket off. This is going to go to one of you guys. It's an old AMD. What do they call these? Expansion cards, video graphics cards, something along those lines. But I'll take that off for you. Okay, again, good. The feature here is gold. These are, in my opinion, a very good source of gold recovery. Ram's getting really expensive. It's like $40 a pound right now. And I'm holding on to a lot of my RAM and a lot of my high quality chips. And, but for me, I'd rather, I try to turn it over as quickly as I can. The more junk I get off of these, the more room that's in the box. So I just dip those off. It's a Dell, it's just a PCI card or an expansion card or something along those lines. You got a nice BGA chip. Flip chicks. All right, guys, no comments here. Flip chip. It's a family channel. Flip chicks. Probably just some silicone underneath. These flip chips are not the greatest. I do see some gold fingers here. But yeah, these gold fingers are every bit as good as what you're going to get in some RAM. You just won't get, all the gold bearing chips under there. In the box. I said if I have a little bit of extra time, so I'll clean these. I was going to send them out just as is, but God, I'm up to my... And of course, yesterday somebody decided to come and visit me, and everything is in a shambles. And yeah. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that very much. Raz, good morning. As I said, I will post this up later, so you can review it about the board grading and stuff. Matrox, NSQN1C. Copyright 1999. Older the golder. Anything pre-20,000 is going to be a much better board. Again, gold. Couple of small BGAs, gold fingers. There should be gold fingers in here. Not gold fingers, gold pins. The Cisco's usually have really nice gold pins. Not a lot on the back, but still, I think that's good for gold recovery. I know just enough about this to be able to select the boards that are, what people who do gold recovery are looking for. I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. Now, generally speaking, I do not depopulate boards. I think it's, it's kind of sticking it to the buyer, and I don't want to do that. Unless I'm willing to take a lower grade for it. In some cases, yes, I do, because there's just something of real value on the board. So what I'll do is I'll downgrade it myself. Again, there should be some gold pins here, all this. If anybody's going to do the downgrading, it's going to be me. This box should weigh out at about 10.6 pounds, which is what it weighed yesterday. If I can fit some more stuff in it, I certainly will. Those of you who've bought boards for me know I fill up the boxes pretty well. Now this that's going to be too much effort to get off. Gold fingers. I'm always a little bit reluctant to try to get these off because sometimes you wind up pulling the chip along with it, and I don't want to do that. So in this case, I've left them. Tantalum is worth keeping if you're doing refining. The price has gone up substantially. Again, because I'm selling this to somebody who does gold refining, it's going to stay. In the box. I've gotten a lot of good feedback about this particular content. People seem to really like the what's in the box, and you know, it's almost as much fun as QVC, the Home Shopping Network or some such thing. Angel, good morning. Yes, network cards, thank you. Yeah, there's quite a mix of Goldfinger cards in here. Some of them are, video cards, audio cards. If you find Sound Blaster cards, Scrapping Irish says there's a lot of gold in those, and they're worth processing to remove the coating. He had a very good video on yesterday, and I did not know that. And I often wondered why people ask me about Sound Blaster cards. That's why there's a lot more gold content in them. These got a lot of copper. You can scratch them and you'd actually see the difference between the copper and gold. Scrapping Irish had a good video up on that about 3 or 4 days ago, which I happened to catch last night, and was definitely I did not know that about the Sound Blaster cards, so I think Sound Blaster cards I probably will keep because of gold content, or I'll sell them separately, one or the other. As I said, I've gotten very good reviews and very positive comments about the quality of the boxes. Everybody's been very pleased. I really don't lose any money because I sell them for about what I'm going to sell it to board sort for. Problem with selling the board sort, of course, is the shipping. The larger boards, it's just not cost effective. They're very, very expensive to ship. Okay, so these they came out of a server. These are PCI riser cards. There should be gold in here, but definitely gold there. I don't see a date on these. That's in the box. See, these are light enough and small enough that I can fit into the priority box and I can ship them. I got a lot of this kind of crap in the box too. He sent me a lot of garbage. I don't send garbage. This one is okay. It's gold cornered, got some gold here. Nothing fantastic. It's an HP. Probably was a Wi-Fi card of some type. Again, I'm not a computer technologist. I'm a computer destructologist. Hi, Angel. Angel, you seem extremely knowledgeable about these parts. Thank you. Appreciate your input. And if I see something go by, please, guys, if you're interested in something or you have a question that I could possibly answer, please leave me a message because I don't always see the comments go by. This is also an HP. And again, the reason I'm taking stuff off is just to, well, number one, to clean it up a little bit for you guys. And, maybe I can fit 1 or 2 more things into the box. See, if I sell this board sort with the bracket and the heat sink, that's their lowest category. I mean, for a minute's worth of work, you upgrade it by $1 a pound. Definitely worth it. You can see what's on here. It's okay. There's gold here. There's gold here. Should be some gold pins in here. Gold. They just go across the board. All of those just get graded as gold finger cards. Even these board sort grades them as gold finger cards. Kind of bogus, but You wish they would do a high grade and a low grade, but then you have to think of how much stuff they get in every day. Oh my God. I can't even imagine how much material they process every day. They don't really have time to micro sort, so to speak. And that was how I resolved my minor annoyance with the fellow I bought these boards from. You know, I said, you know what? He's not a board buyer. He doesn't know how to divide these boards like I do because he doesn't do it every day. He takes things apart, throws the boards into piles, sorts them somewhat, and sells them. I'm not quick typing as you gain them. I think my loft is filled with old cards and motherboards. Oh, wow. Yeah, the prices have really gone up on the older boards. By the same token, it's also gone down a bit on the new. These are gold banded crystal oscillators. They have silver in them. Again, another small BGA chip, cards, things like that. Gold finger card. Some are better than others, obviously, you know, older the golder and all that stuff. These are fairly common. These are ATI Radeon. You'll see these sell on eBay. People will sell them, you know, lots of $5 or $10. They don't sell. I do know the resale market for a lot of these, and it just isn't there. It really isn't, guys. You can go on eBay and look at the sold listings. You're gonna just find bucket loads of them. They don't sell. You know what it is? People want the newer technology. They don't want this old stuff. Kind of like me. Nobody wants this old stuff. Everybody wants newer technology. Ha ha ha. I'll be here all week. Thank you very much. Same thing with these. You know, these just are graphics cards. Nothing outstanding on them except for the gold fingers. That's in the box. This one in the box. Yeah, this is pretty much going to be a box of approximately probably 11 pounds or so of gold finger cards. I did find a couple of gems among the ruins. This is older. You can tell by the gold here. And because it's going to one of you guys, 1996 is the date on this, older the golder. I'll leave this. That's probably got a bucket load of silver in it. Well, not a bucket load, but probably pretty good silver content here. Good gold flashing here. These gold pins are of a little bit better quality because it's an older card. So that is in the box. I don't see. Okay. Yeah, you know, I'll show you the box that I'm sending to board sort in a minute, and I'll show you why I separated them this way. Again, good gold here. That's probably a flip chip. It's another one that's going to be in there. Again, this one's got some nice BGAs on it, so that's a good quality chip board for you guys. These are all in the Goldfinger box number 1. Prototype Voodoo 6000. I think the last of the 3D FX. Wow, Angel, that's really cool. Mostly motherboards. I just don't, you know what it is? I don't have the space. My nephew came in yesterday and told me I've become a hoarder. He said, no, Will, I'm not a hoarder. It's just that, you know, everything just got ahead of me. Rental season was here. The house was under construction. That's why I'm on early this morning. It's supposed to be a really nice day out today, and I really have got to get things back in order. No acoustic, can't see it, Acoustic Labs. I don't harvest the chips for the gold. I sell these in bulk to people who do that. That's my market. For me, I don't really have a safe space to do such a thing. And I do live in a fairly densely populated neighborhood, so I would have concern for the chemicals and things like that. You've really got to have a proper setup, and it takes a lot of time and energy and study, and I'm really more comfortable doing this. So what I do is, as I sort boards, hi Wally, I I pull boards to sell to people who do that kind of work, and I've actually got a pretty good market for that. And again, these are just basic gold finger cards. These are all in box number 1. I didn't mean to sound like a commercial. That's really not my point, but this way, if you decide to buy one of my boxes, you know exactly what you're going to get, and it gives me a chance to chat about grading the boards. You know, I have a lot of what's in the box going on this morning because I'm just so far behind. I really haven't had any time to devote to the channel at all lately. Hi Topher, welcome to the channel. I repair electronics. Yeah, I was watching a video a couple of days ago. This gentleman refurbishes old electronics, Marantz, Pioneer, JVC, that really good stuff from the 1980s. And people just throw it away now. Isn't it terrible? But, you know, just like everything else, nobody has space for it. Everything's going digital. It's going a lot smaller. Okay, again, this is an older one. You can tell by the flashing here and the quality of the gold. Old and new, all mixed together in the box. This is interesting. This is actually, that's RAM. There's a battery under here, so I've got to take this one apart. It's actually illegal to ship with a battery in it, as well as dangerous. It felt very heavy when I picked it up. That's what gave me pause to think it was some kind of memory module or some such thing. This nice chunky RAM. This guy went through a lot of stuff and either he pulled a lot of the chips out or whoever he bought them pulled a lot of the chips out. And I have that box separate. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in with RAM. I do have some RAM. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to put it up for sale or not. My RAM is like money in the bank. And again, I don't want to pull these because if I do, I'm probably going to take the chip off along with it. So even if you send these even to a board sort or a board buyer and you can't get these off, it's okay to leave them because you pull the chip off, you're going to devalue the board. Huh? That's a nice board. Look at the gold. Wow. Very nice board. Older, the golder. Da, 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 da. I don't see a date on it. There's gold in here too because there was anything gold edged usually fits into something gold edged. So you've got some good tantalums, got some nice pins, got some nice boards there. It's just another one of the HP boards. Again, I have the time this morning, so I'll clean these up a little bit more. In all honesty, sometimes I don't, but again, with the priority box, the box is going to go by volume, not really by weight. So on the flip side of that, sometimes I just add stuff to them. What kind of electronics do you repair, Topher? Do you do vintage? Do you do current? Haha, current electronics. Get it? Drum roll, please. Haha. Sorry. I'll be here all week. Probably. Okay. Oh, I am going to clean. I will take the. I'll take these off because it takes too much room up in the box. Now, if I sold this to board sort as a gold finger card with heatsink and bracket, it goes as the lower category. Just by taking the bracket and the heatsink off, it takes you 20 seconds and you upgrade the quality of your board and you get paid more money. Okay. Yes, GSX Mach Z mentions that he has a lot of older dental equipment. They have a lot of great electronic boards in them. That's true. Older medical material has a lot of good boards in it. Okay. Ouch. So this board, see, just by taking a little bit of stuff off, I was able to make some space here. So I think we'll add these. showed you these yesterday. Again, they fit in the box, so that can go in there. And I think we'll top it off with some nice gold connector pins. See, again, I'm not going by weight, I'm going by volume, so if I fill, the more stuff I can fit in the box, the better a box I can send out. Now, put this guy in here too. So that box is essentially done. That box I will advertise as a box of Goldfinger cards or something, or maybe we'll call it TikTok box number 1. So that's the Goldfinger card box. If you're interested in purchasing this, I'd rather do it through PayPal than I do have a store on eBay. It's called Connecticut Instrument Services. And what I'll do is on the profile page, when I post these, I'll put a picture of it and you'll be able to find the store that way. I do have another work in progress. It's called the other website is thecomputerscrapper.com, and basically what I'm going to do with that site is take a lot of these pictures of these different boards and show what they are, and then I'll have a list of what's available in stock and people will be able to purchase from there. That is a very long way off. Scrappy D's been busy as. That's a good problem to have, right? So these are also Goldfinger cards, but I want to show you why I'm sending these to board sort and didn't put them into the boxes for you guys. Nothing wrong with them. It's just when I got them, it's in the wrong box. You belong in there. When I got these, somebody had already gone through and pulled the gold bearing material. I didn't do that. They came like that. So I have to sell these as a downgraded Goldfinger card. So these are going to all go to board sort. See, they already took the ceramic chips out. Now, board sort may downgrade me on these because somebody depopulated them. That's just a chance I'm going to have to take. There's nothing I can do about that. I did not take I didn't take those chips off because I generally speaking, I don't. Unless it's like a vintage collector chip or some such thing. I will, however, take the brass. So, for that reason, these being missing, I don't put these up for resale for you guys. See, somebody went through and took all the gold bearing material off already. And this was just really kind of low grade. Not that I'm trying to stick at the board sort, I'm not. Board sort is amazing. They're very, very fair. But because they're so broad in their parameters for Goldfinger cards, I don't worry about sending these. They're all pretty similar, so if they say, somebody went through and depopulated it, we are going to downgrade your load a little bit, I would certainly respect and understand that. As a matter of fact, I fully expect it to. They want the gold bearing material too. But unfortunately, I have no control over what happened to these before they got to me. I didn't do this. These are the things that people who harvest gold are looking for, are gold bearing components. Yeah, so every once in a while I pause because I'm reading the comments. So that box, even though there's great gold fingers, I probably send it over to board sort. Again, if you're interested in a box of low-grade Goldfinger cards, just let me know and also I can sell it to you instead of selling it to board sort. I'd be certainly glad to do so. But, just so you're aware of the difference. All right. As I said, I will definitely put this video up on both my TikTok and YouTube channels, probably this afternoon sometime when I get back from church. box I've got to top off just a little bit more before I send it out, but as I said, when I got this box yesterday, I went and I picked up a pickup truck full of boards. And, you know, that's how they came. So really, I had to just sort them, clean them, and go through them. It should be a fairly easy turnover for me, but of course, in came my nephew yesterday. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, but well, it's an opportunity for me to, I said I gotta have some content. I just don't have any. Yeah, he's worried about me. And actually, I'm fine. It's not mental. It's just physical. Everything has been going on at once around here. But this is the last week for rental season for us. It'll quiet down. And, we got rid of the dumpster. I don't know if you've ever lived through a construction of your home. Oh my God, I don't ever want to do it again. And of course the kitchen is up next. But this bathroom took forever to get done. We had the flood Mother's Day weekend, which is May 11th, and it is now it's now almost October 11th, and we're finally just finishing. You have to have inspectors. You have to have permits. They don't have this part. They got to come back tomorrow. Da 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 da. They did a good job. I'm not angry with them, and I watched them go. I really had a very good contractor. But there's just crap everywhere. It was horrible. I actually postponed doing the kitchen. I pulled out the 2 bed cabinets that had mold from the flood. And I told them, just put something temporary in there, leave the rest. I can't deal with this again. So it was horrible. Anyway, so as a consequence, I couldn't really get anything done, and everything just piled up in the yard and the house and everything else. But, he was worried when he walked in and saw a total train wreck. I said, but, he felt better by the time he left. I knew he'd come and help me if I asked him, but I don't ask. He's got a big house of his own to take care of, and he has a job with a lot of responsibility. So I don't like to worry him. Everything's fine. That's why I said I wanted to go on early today. You didn't really need to hear all that. I'm sorry. Anyway, some of these boards are older than me. Yeah, Angel, I haven't run into that yet. My first computer was I don't remember if it was a VIC or a Commodore. I think it was a Commodore 64, and that was in 1986. So, yeah, I am older than that. Alright, so this is TikTok Goldilocks. TikTok's Goldilocks. D&B printing. I did a little bit of research on that, and the module boards that I was pulling yesterday, I do see a lot of them selling for astronomical amounts on eBay. My problem is if people are buying this because they want them to work, I have no idea what's missing from these. I have no idea if it's been beaten up and left in the elements, picked at. I don't know. So that's why I sell them as scrap. And I definitely go through. Matter of fact, the boards for my video yesterday, I did go and I did see them selling for very good money on eBay. I mean, I see them selling for thousands of dollars. Who's going to pay that? I just don't think so. Anyway, back to what I do know about, and that's these. These would have come out of some type of a blade module. These are old. Well, collect interface card, series 7090. Looking for a date. I'm always looking for a date. I'll be here all week, thank you very much. I'm here for the jokes. That's about as good as it gets this early in the morning, kids. So sometimes you'll get these in a set of 6, 10, 4, whatever it is they pulled out. So for those of you who do gold refining, this is a beautiful board. These are going into board box number 2, which will be a high grade telecom box. You've got lots of chips, lots of removables, lots of good gold. This box I will grade and sell as a high grade telecom box. Thank you, D&B Printing. I'll definitely look into that. He said a lot of people are willing to pay those kinds of money for certain kinds of boards. I know. I do watch the vintage computer clubs. I'm a member of a couple myself. And a lot of times people will write to me and ask about certain parts if I have them. If I have them, sure, yeah, I'm glad. I'd rather sell them to somebody who could use them than send them out for scrap. So I really am aware of both sides of that coin. And the problem is, how long can you hang on to stuff? Sometimes, like right now, I've got to raise some money to pay off the contractor. So right now, everything's going to get sold because it has to. Doesn't mean I don't cherry pick. I do. Should at least check the large chips. Some are used across different platforms and are worth money. Agreed, D&B Printing. Agreed. And I do. That I do. I do have a list of things that I do save for exactly that reason. That's why I love live chat, guys. You guys teach me so much. So this is another older board. A lot of ceramic chips, a lot of good gold recovery for those of you who are so inclined. Again, though, I have no idea if this has been left in the rain, had things taken off it already. It doesn't look like anything's missing. So, for me, I'm going to sell it as a high-grade telecom board. It's not marked, if it was marked Mac or Apple or Commodore or VIC, I might consider putting it aside as something to offer to a vintage computer page. And, we do that. Again, I just don't know a lot of that stuff, So here's another one. So I have 3 of these. One of them, gotta go back and look, because one of them I think had a gold cap chip on it, and I left it because of the fact this is going for this is going to be sold to people who do gold recovery. One of them had a gold chip on it. I don't know. Maybe I might have put that one aside. I may very well have that elsewhere. Okay, so I do think there's another one of those floating around somewhere. Oh, here, this might be it. This is it. Look at this. And because I am specifically selling to people who do gold refining and specifically offering it to my TikTok subscribers, that's going to stay. That is a gold-legged ceramic chip. It is in the box, guys. I'm not going to take it. I hope this makes sense why I'm doing what I'm doing. Presenting these so people can see what's in the boxes and stuff. And, I don't nip them. Like I said, we've done very well with these. Now, I didn't nip this. The person who I bought this from did. But there's enough value here to rate that as a high-grade telecom. So I'll put that one in the box. I didn't nip this. It came that way. I don't nip and sell. Kind of like nip and tell. So this is TikTok box number 2. Yeah, I've learned so much from you guys in the comments, and thank you for that, by the way. Really appreciate it a lot. And as I said, I will, I've got about 10 more minutes here before TikTok will cut me off from reposting. So I better step it up, huh? These came out of Cisco. They're a square aluminum box. I forgot what they're called. Ethernet boxes. Those are high-grade telecom. Okay, so I put some Goldfinger cards in there again, you know, going for the volume and the weight and whatever. These are good though, they're good quality. They're all high-grade telecom boards. I gotta get that bracket off, I'll do that. See the difference? So these are all high-grade telecom boards. To grade a board as a high-grade telecom board, it's got to be densely populated, not a lot of junk on it, and it can't be depopulated. These are older, you can tell by the color. This is a Dynix 1981. Wow. I should open a computer museum. This is just another good, again, high-grade telecom. So this box is going to be all shippable sized high-grade telecom, and with a mix of some, there'll be some Goldfinger cards in there too. All right, I'm watching my timer here. Tic-tac boots you after an hour. This is another nice, this is a nice card. And again, if I was selling it as generic scrap, yes, of course I would be taking these, but because my market is people who do gold refining here on TikTok, I don't take those. And if it was missing, you would come and say, hey, your video showed, and you'd be very right to be upset with me, but I don't do that. 1991 conductivity detector, analog BD. Dynix 1981. I love watching the comments go by as to what these actually are. Thank you for that. Just another good card. I left it because of the gold. There was RAM. I did take the RAM. Sorry, guys. I'm going to leave the chips because I don't want to, the heat sinks because I don't want to pull the chips. But that's a good telecom board. You can see the BGAs. There's more under here. There's lots of good gold here. See, there is gold under here because there's gold here. All right, running out of time. I don't know. That should probably go with Goldfinger cards, but I want to make sure I fill the box. Hey, look at this. How about them apples, huh? Super microcomputer. That is a backplane board. Probably would have plugged maybe hard drives into the back. Backplane boards are great for gold recovery. If it'll fit in the box, that'll be in there too. Isn't that pretty? ROHS Supermicro BPN SAS2. I don't see a date on it, but I'll bet you for sure it's pre-2020. Pretty, huh? I usually do my live Sunday mornings. I am early today just because I have a lot to do. I'll put this in there again just to make sure there's enough value in the box. This is also a backplane board, older. It could be a PCI riser card. Backplane PCI riser cards. They kind of grade them all the same. You know, I always put quality filler into the box. I'll take that off. This is good enough to be considered telecom high, even though it's not a telecom. Well, I guess it could be a telecom board. That will be in there. I'll clean these up. These will be in there. So it'll be mostly high-grade telecom with a few Goldfinger cards in there to add enough weight to justify the price on the box. Huh? And I will top this box off a little bit more. I think what I'm going to top it off with, if you haven't left, don't leave. I've got 5 minutes left before TikTok boots me. I think what I'm going to put in this box are going to be these. I've already looked on eBay. They sell for about $5 each. I've already looked. This is an Intel titanium too. I have 4 of those. And then I have, these are Xeon silvers. So that will go into this box with the high grade telecom boards. I am going to sell that box for $99, guys. It'll be full. I will add to it. And, you know, so that'll be a $99 box all day. It's really worth it. It's a fair price for the amount of material that's in there. You know, there'll be plenty of gold bearing material in there. I want to see if I can find a few smaller telecom boards to ship. I do have 2 or 3 more boxes. They're gonna have to wait till either later today or tomorrow because like I said, in about 3 minutes, TikTok is gonna say, sorry, you can't repost this live because you're longer than an hour. So I'd like to say have a wonderful day. I may or may not get on again today. If not, I'll get on tomorrow morning with the other boxes. And I want to thank you for spending an hour of your Sunday with me. It was nice to see so many new faces. Have a wonderful day. God bless everybody. And please feel free to subscribe. I love having you guys aboard. And I really thank you for the input too. I do learn a lot from you guys. Bye-bye.